On a quiet tropical island where the ocean meets the sky in perfect silence, a man named Baker Dill lives alone on his boat. He wakes every morning at dawn, casts his line, and waits for something he's never caught. He's not fishing for food. He's fishing for a specific tuna, one giant elusive fish he's nicknamed Justice. The locals think he's obsessed. But for Baker, this isn't sport. It's ritual, almost punishment. No one knows where he came from. He doesn't talk much. To catch Justice, but this story isn't really about a fish. It's about a man who's running from guilt, from war, from himself. One day, everything changes. While standing on the pier, Baker sees someone he never expected to see again. A woman. Karen. She walks toward him like a ghost from a past life. Elegant, wounded, desperate. Karen is Baker's ex-wife, and she's brought a storm with her. They haven't seen each other in years. Baker left that life behind, his name, his past, even their son. Now she's here, in this strange place, asking for something dark. Something irreversible, she says. He hurts me, every day. And he's hurting your son, too. Then she opens her bag and shows him a stack of cash. She wants Baker to kill her new husband. At first, Baker refuses. "I'm not that person anymore," he says. But something in Karen's eyes pulls at him. He may have walked away from his family, but his son never stopped watching him. Karen tells him, "Our son has built this world, this island. For you." He's coding everything. This ocean, this boat, your fish, it's all in his head. Baker is confused. Is she lying? Is she broken? Or is she telling the truth? The island hadn't changed, but Baker could feel it. The air was heavier, the colors sharper. Every wave that kissed the shore seemed to carry a message he couldn't quite understand. Something in him stirred, restless, like waking from a long, numb dream. It started with the voices, soft, faint echoes from somewhere else. Somewhere deeper, he would be walking through the sand, or standing at the edge of the dock, and he'd hear it again, a boy's voice, familiar, distant, whispering through static. "Dad." He looked around, heart pounding, but no one was. There, just the ocean, the wind, and that ache in his chest. Something was calling to him, back in the real world. Patrick's fingers flew across the keyboard. He wasn't just playing anymore. He was rebuilding, reprogramming, taking control of the rules. He didn't care. The boundaries, broken. The game had always told him what not to do, what was morally right. But morality hadn't protected. His mother, logic, hadn't saved him. So Patrick was done listening. He gave Baker new lines of code, new paths, a new mission. He remembered Karen. He remembered the pain in her voice, the bruises she tried to hide, the fear she swallowed every day. And just like that, his world snapped into focus. Karen had begged him to kill Frank, to protect her, to do what no one else, just a man chasing a ghost of a fish. He didn't kill people, but now he knew. The fish wasn't real. It had never been about catching it. It was a loop, a trap. Baker sat alone on his boat. The sun was setting, bleeding orange and gold across the sea. He looked down at his hands, strong, calloused, capable. He had used them to tie lines, 2 haul nets, to fight the ocean, but now he was being asked to use them, to kill, and he didn't know if he could or if he should. Back in his room, Patrick stared at the simulation. His knuckles were white on the mouse. This wasn't just code. This was justice. This was the only way he could fight back. The next day, the island seemed quieter still, as if holding its breath. Baker walked to the bait shop, but the shopkeeper didn't greet him. The clerk just nodded, stiff, robotic, like a puppet waiting for instructions. That's when Baker felt it again, that presence watching him. A weight in the air, heavy and unseen. He stopped mid-step. "Who are you?" he whispered to the sky, a beat, then faint, almost inaudible. "I'm your son." He staggered back. It wasn't just a hallucination. It was real. Somehow, he knew it. This was no longer his world. It was his son's, and his son was watching. He rushed back to his cabin and stood in front of the mirror. He stared into his own eyes, and for the first time, he didn't recognize the man staring back, because that man wasn't entirely him. He was part memory, part ghost, part vessel for a boy's silent scream. A boy who needed a hero, a boy who had no one else. The door creaked open behind him. Karen stood there. She didn't speak. She didn't need to. Her eyes were swollen, her arms trembled, her lip had a fresh cut. Baker's fists clenched. She walked toward him, gently touched his face. "I know it's not really you," she whispered, "but I need you anyway." Tears welled in Baker's eyes. This wasn't about revenge. It wasn't even about justice. It was about being there when no one else would be. That night, the sea was quiet, too quiet. Meanwhile, Karen's husband, Frank, had reached the hotel where Karen was staying. He found her. When Karen sees Frank, she becomes very scared. He wasn't supposed to arrive for 2 more days, but now that he's here, he starts torturing Karen again. The next day, Dill goes to a local shop to buy fishing gear. The woman working there tells him that people have been talking about Frank. They say Frank beat his wife with a belt for a whole hour, and Karen didn't even make a sound. Dill doesn't say anything. He quietly leaves the shop. As he reaches his boat, he sees Frank and Karen waiting for him. Frank says, "My wife told me you don't want to take us fishing." Dill replies, "I've broken some rules. I'm not allowed to take anyone alone on the boat." Frank laughs and says, "On this small island, money is more powerful than any rules, so don't worry." But Dill still refuses. Frank then says, "Every man has a price. I'll come back tomorrow and you will take me fishing." After Frank walks away, that same strange man who's been looking for Dill comes to him again. But once more, Dill ignores him and walks off. The man looks at his watch and says, "I'm 20 seconds late. Something's wrong." Later, Dill goes to sell some fish. Carlos tells him, "Someone was looking for you," but Dill doesn't care. Then he goes to return Diana's lost cat. She says, "I heard Karen asked you for help. You're a good man. I think you should help her." After that, Duke meets Dill and says, "Frank is offering you $100 for one fishing trip. I need to pay my granddaughter's school fees. You should take the offer." Dill asks, "Why should I listen to you?" Duke replies, "I know why you're doing all this. I don't want your pity, I need your help." Dill finally agrees to help Duke. Later, Karen comes to see Dill again. He tells her, "I'll only take him fishing. I'm not going to kill him," but Karen says, "He'll kill me and Patrick. I know you talk to him. He can hear you from his computer. You're connected." Dill doesn't respond. While out at sea with Duke, Dill finally speaks his heart. "Something's wrong here," he says. During the fishing trip, Dill asks Frank, "Do you have any children?" Frank replies, "I have a stepson. I've tried to bond with him, but he spends all day on his computer. His math teacher says he's a genius, but he wastes time playing some silly game about a man who fishes all day he doesn't like." "Me?" Dill asks. "Why does he hate you so much?" Frank shrugs. "I don't know, but one day I might just kill him." This makes Dill very angry. Baker sat across from him on the boat, silent hands gripping the wheel. The engine roared to life, and the boat pulled away from the island into the open waters, into fate. But before he can say or do anything, a huge shark gets caught on their hook. They focus on catching it when they return. Dill says, "We'll go out again tomorrow." Karen uses this chance to talk to him. She again asks Dill to kill Frank. She says, "Patrick wants this too." This makes Dill think deeply. Duke had overheard their conversation and asks Dill, "Do you know those people?" Dill replies, "She's my ex-wife. I was in the army. When I returned from war, I found out she had gone to Frank." Duke gives him some advice. No matter what, don't kill anyone. That night, Dill meets Karen and finally agrees to kill Frank, but only for money, not for love. "I need the money," he says. When Dill returns home, the same strange man comes to see him. He brings a device that will help Dill catch the tuna he's been chasing for a long time, and the man offers it for free. But then the man says something strange. "These are the rules of the game, and I am the rules." This makes Dill suspicious. He threatens the man and asks, "Who are you?" The man says his name is Reed and explains the truth. This isn't real, it's just a game. In this game, no one is allowed to die. You're a character. Your job is to catch the tuna. Dill finds it hard to believe, but he's always felt something was strange about this place. He can't remember when he arrived or how long he's been here. Now, the audience also starts to understand that this game was probably created by Dill's son. But why? Reed says, something's been wrong in the game lately. The person who made the game may want you to kill Frank. But according to the rules, no one is supposed to die here. I came to tell you that, and I don't know why the game's creator is changing the rules. Dill thinks it's all nonsense. But the next morning, something weird happens. He can't wake up before the alarm rings. It seems like he really is inside a game. Everywhere he goes, he hears the same thing. Go catch the fish. Dill tries to remember when and why he came to this island, but his mind is blank. He drives far away, but still feels trapped in this unreal world. As he talks to himself, Diana's son Samson comes to him and says, "Do you need help? Can I work with you?" Dill laughs and says, "When I asked the game for you, you didn't show up. But now the game gives me everything." To clear his doubts, Dill asks the store owner some questions, but the man keeps avoiding answers. Dill even makes a call to find out if Reed is real. The answer comes back, yes, Reed is real. Frustrated, Dill goes to a bar for a drink, but even the bartender tells him, "You should go fishing. Don't take tourists. They're annoying." It's like the game is pushing him to follow its rules and not kill Frank, but Patrick, Dill's son, is thinking something else. Meanwhile, we see Karen wake up to find Frank injured in the bathroom. Last night, 6 men had beaten him up. Duke had paid them to do it so. Frank couldn't go on the fishing trip. Duke tells Dill, "I did what I thought was right." This makes Dill furious. Despite being hurt, Karen convinces Frank to still go. Fishing.Dill sits sadly by the ocean. Reed comes again. Dill says, "I don't understand anything anymore. Why am I here? What is my life's purpose? Am I going crazy?" Reed says, "Even I don't know, but I know this we're all someone's dream. Only the person who made us knows who we really are." Dill quietly says, he's a little boy sitting alone in a dark room watching us. His stepfather hits his mother. Maybe that's why he created this game, to bring his real father back and punish the man who hurts them. He wants justice. Reed replies, "If that's what the creator wants, then I'll break the rules. You should do what he needs you to do." Karen brings Frank to the boat. Dill runs toward it. You see, Patrick had built this game just to spend time with his father, but as his stepfather's abuse became worse, began to wish for his death. He just needed a sign, a hint that killing Frank was okay. That's why he gave Dill the freedom to think to choose, and whatever. Dill decided Patrick would follow. The game kept reminding Dill to just catch the fish, but Dill's thoughts began to change. Finally, Dill reaches the boat. Karen and Frank are already there. He takes Frank out into the ocean. Frank is weak and drunk, and made sure of that then. They realize Samson is also on the boat. He could ruin the plan, but in the end, Dill hands the fishing rod to Frank and the shark pulls him into the sea. He dies. In the real world, Patrick, Dill's son, actually kills his stepfather, Frank. We understand now. Dill's real fight ended with death. This game was only Patrick's imagination. After the murder, Patrick is taken to a mental hospital in the game. Karen says goodbye to Dill, but Dill tells her, "I'll only let you go if you promise to take care of Patrick." Karen cries and says, "One day you will meet him." She disappears. Then Dill gets a call. It's Patrick. Hearing his voice makes Dill emotional. Patrick says, "I did something terrible." But Dill replies, "You did it for the right reason." Patrick says, "I'm going to change something in the game so I can see you." Dill smiles and says, "I'll be waiting." After the call, Dill sees everything around him changing, and then we see Patrick inside the game running toward the boat to meet his father. Dill is overjoyed. They hug tightly, even if it's only inside a game. Father and son are together again. Where the movie ends, asterisk and that, was the story of Serenity, a powerful tale of a father's love, a son's silent cry for help, and a digital world built from pain and hope. Many of us carry wounds we don't talk about, some real, some buried deep inside our minds. This story reminds us that even in the darkest places, love finds a way to speak. If this story moved you, take a second to like this video. It tells the algorithm you care about emotional, meaningful stories. Got thoughts? Did the twist surprise you? Did Patrick do the right thing? Tell us what you would have done in the comments below. We read every single one. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories that stay with you long after the screen goes dark. A new film breakdown drops every week, raw, emotional, unforgettable. Until next time, keep chasing your truth, even if the world tells you it's just a game. Somewhere out there, your story might just save someone else. And hey, if you loved Serenity, wait till you see what's coming next. Stay kind, stay curious, and never stop looking beneath the surface.